Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I haven't died, I'm still alive. I've just been fishing some private waters where I'm not allowed to do any PR. So I've been pike fishing for the best part of 6 weeks. I've had some nice pike up to about 18 pounds. It's been really good, but that's finished now. So I'm going to go down the river and trot some maggots, hopefully for some chub, roach. Might even try and catch some live bait and see if we can catch us a big perch. It's been throwing up some real big perch in the river lately. So yeah, got a short 10-minute drive and we'll see how we get on. Right, we've made it down the river. It's really, really low, unbelievably low, but there is a bit of flow. We did have a bit of rain, so it's as good as it's going to get at the moment. So we'll have to give it a go. We'll look for some deeper water and try and find some chubs. Our way down here, and there's a red kite work in the field. It's beautiful. A friend of mine Peter Gibbinson managed to take a couple of photos of something the other day. I don't know how he managed that. He got two at once. Never used to see a red kite around here. Now you see him most days. Let's get on with some fishing. Right, I've made it down here. The river is actually a bit better than what I thought. It's a lovely colour, just got a good bit of flow. It is low, but there's a bit of water down there. I've got 3 or 4 foot. I'll give you a quick look. Oh, no. There you go. So it's a nice straight run. Just going to feed a few maggots. I've had chub out of here before, not many, but I've had some nice roach down here. It just tends to scour down the middle, and there's a bit of a slack on the far bank that I think might hold some chub. And the colour is nice. If it was clearer, I'd be looking for some cover, but just keep blasting in the maggots. I'll keep fiddling in my pouch, try and get something on. Leave it in the rush to get fishing. I've left my bloody landing net pole in the car. I'm going to have to go back and get it. If I was closer to the water, I'd probably just pick them out, but I'm probably 3 foot off the bank down here, so I've got to go back. Sucking, fussing. Right, I've got my net. I probably won't catch anything now. Put a curse on it. I've been trickling a few maggots in, so I've got a strung out shot and a bit of a bulk, but let's just run it through, see what happens. I'm thinking I might get a bite first cast. Single maggot, B520. I think it's probably about 18. Let's just drop it in, see how it goes. I've already got it set too deep. It's a lovely pace. It's just steady. It's nice to be feeling a float going through down the river. I've been watching pike bungs for quite a while now. Albeit I do love seeing a pike bung go boop, 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 and then it's a shame I couldn't do any videoing on that fishing. It was good. I've been trying to make some other videos. I made a roach fishing video, blanked. Was trying to catch some zander, but that water, unbeknown to me, had a publicity ban as well. So that's the reason why I haven't been putting out many videos lately. Plus, barbel fishing, my obsession, bloody nearly broke me. I did not enjoy making that video. It's taken me 2 months to get back down that bit of river, and I went down there a couple of nights ago and blanked again, not even a bite. It's taken me 2 months to pluck up the courage to go down there and have a go. Oh, there's a funny old flow down here. It sort of boils and goes all over the place. Snap that off. It's a little bit deeper than I thought, But yeah, we're not much more than 3 foot, 3'6" push. Let's give it half hour. If I haven't had anything here within half an hour, I'm going to move on. Oh, something when I did go and get my landing net that was quite nice. The red kite that I showed in the video earlier had his mate with him. So there was 2 of them caught in the flood meadows there. They were beautiful. Yeah, that float wants to drift off to the right. There's all sorts of funny flows going on. It's very boily. I've gone for a slightly bigger float than necessary on a 3 foot deep swim. It's an 8 number 4, but just because it is a little bit boily, I think I'm going to have to just work it down rather than let it do its own thing. So I'm just holding it tight, just letting it go with the rod. It does go a little bit straighter that way. No, that's the bottom. Ooh. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh no. I think my reel might have just died. Oh no. What's going on there? My beloved diver. There's that kite up there. My beloved diver exists. He's in dire need of a service. Oh dear, what is going on there? I did notice the other day that the backwind was moody. Oh, I really hope it isn't died. It's very stiff. And it's got a knocking noise. That is not good. Ugh. Could be the end of this fishing. I've got another reel with me. Oof. I'm cursed at the moment. I think I can fish on with it, but it's not brilliant. Gonna have to go online to see where I can get this reel serviced. It's going to be expensive. This reel's really expensive. I got it on the cheap, but it's really expensive reel. I have used it and abused it. Oh, that looked like a bite. Surprised I haven't had one yet. The thing with trotting on rivers, you just got to keep them maggots going in. No, that wasn't a bite. So yeah, I'm not feeding many, but I'm feeding like 5 or 6 almost continuously. Let's pull it out in the flow a bit more. So if there's a chub sitting down there, he's going to find this food sooner or later. Oh, that reel sounds awful. I probably shouldn't persist, but I've come this far. It can be a bit of a challenge finding the fish in winter. One of the beauties of this free stretch is you don't really have to go too far to find bites. You can get a bite most swims. It's quite unusual. Yesterday, pike fishing, a friend of mine was fishing at one spot for about half, 3/4 an hour. He thrashed it to a pulp with a lure. I plopped in there, dropped a dead bait in. Literally, as soon as it hit the bottom, the float settled and then it just kept going under. I lost it in the end. It wasn't very well looked. It was only a jack, but you know, he had worked that bit of water for every square inch of it with loads of different lures. That pike must have watched that lure go past his nose dozens of times. But just because you don't get a bite, don't mean they ain't down there. I'm not getting bites at the moment. I was a little bit unsure where to fish today. Being an all-round angler, I tend to have moments. I've been piking quite hard for most of 2022 so far, but yeah, I wasn't quite sure where to go fishing today. I was thinking about a club lake, but there was a few anglers on there, and I don't like filming in front of other people. I get quite self-conscious. And yeah, there was a weir where I've been fishing for pike. It's really deep. There's a lot of fish in there. But it's quite tricky to fish for coarse fish unless you just chuck a feeder out. It's quite easy. But I fancied a bit of float fishing. And then I was thinking about the reservoir. I've been trying to catch a big roach out of the reservoir, and as I said earlier, I've been blanking my arse off. It's been not good. So I was going to go down there, try a bit of slider fishing. I've got a shallow up this morning, but there was a bit too much wind to go on the reservoir. You know, it doesn't seem very windy here, but you get on 200 acres of open water. I can tell you, you don't need much of a breeze to make it rough. And float fishing in a strong wind on a bit of water takes some doing. But I will have a go down there. Not to be beaten. It was quite weird. I was pre-baiting this spot, and they were coming up. I could see them at dawn and dusk, and I fished at dawn and dusk, 3 on the trot, and I just had a few line bites. It was weird. There was fish rolling. They were there, but could I catch them? No. But weirdly enough, I was fishing about 40 yards, and they were all rising at about 20. There was a bit of weed there, so I'm gonna have to go back somewhere. I'm hoping in a minute I'll get a thump. There'll be a big thumping chub. I used to fish the Medway quite a bit at Ashurst and Forcombe, and you used to trot casters and just feed hempen caster, and you just keep running it down and gudging, minnow for about an hour or two, and then all of a sudden, next time the float comes under, you think it's a minnow, it's a bloody great big chub. It used to be brilliant. I used to love waiting. You could almost time it. It was about an hour. But I haven't got any gudgeon or minnow to keep me amused here. I don't know whether any of you still fish the Medway around there. I'm sure some of you do. But it used to be great stick float fishing. Everybody just barbel fishes it now. Right, this isn't making very entertaining TV. So I'm going to give you a time lapse of some sheep, because they always look really cool going across the field. And we're going to go to another swim, because this is boring. I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse. Sheep are funny, they've all legged it. They took one sight of me and they were gone. Anyway, I'm just going to move a bit further downstream. It's a bit deeper down here. It's a bit of cover as well. So hopefully we'll get something when you're river fishing. You've got to be prepared to move. If they ain't there, you're not going to catch them. So here's the next swim. So yeah, quite shallow there. It's a bit of a swirly pool round there. Going to give that a bit of a trot, and then if not, we'll go down there. Right, I've actually had a few runs down before I started recording anything on this one, and I have actually caught one. Caught a little roach, so I'm confident to film something now, but I'm not confident enough to take my backpack off. So yeah, it's a bit deeper here. It's quite a decent run down there. It was only a little roach. I was tempted to set him up for the perch live bait rig, but I'm not that bothered. There's another bite. Interestingly, there's a strange back eddy. I don't know whether you guys saw, there was a SB fishing. He had I think it's SB fishing. he caught a £3 roach on the Hampshire Raven. I mean, there's nothing that big in here, but he was fishing a back eddy, and it was fascinating watching him, how he went about it, and the float was actually going away from him, or back upstream on this back eddy. And there's a similar sort of thing here. The float goes round the outside and just comes in a bit of a pool here. Never quite sure how to fish him. It was interesting watching. It was lovely roach as well. I think he had another 2 as well. I'm feeding in 2 spots down here. I want to get a longer trot down there. A nice bit of bank there, which I think could well be undercut. Right, the float's just where I had that little roach. And there it goes again. They're obviously sitting just on that crease there. Just bobbing a bit. I might have to dot that float down a bit. It's not my usual dome tip float. It's got a bit of a, oh shit, that line's getting away from me. It's quite a, there it is. Oh my days. Wee, it's a chub. Wee. That is perch bait. Not sure whether I can be bothered just yet. Maybe I'll give it half hour. That would have made a good perch bait. Right, must keep hold of that line. Keep it tighter. At least there's some fish down there. Bit of a lump of weed down the bottom there. Just slowing it up. That was my microphone. Second time I dropped it in water. I've only had them a little while and I've dropped it in the water twice. So the sound might be a bit dodgy in here. Oh shit. It survived first time. I might just stop the video and check that that's still working. Right, well, I'm pretty certain that microphone has died. So, the last bit of that video might not have any sound. This is one of those days. I was saying about putting some back shot on. I've definitely got to put the back shot on. There's all sorts of swirly winds, and it's a upstream wind. I'm never quite sure how to describe it. It's coming from upstream, blowing downstream. Never sure whether it should be described as a downstream wind because it's blowing downstream. But anyway, it's an upstream wind, so the line is tending to get in front of the float. I'm also going to put 2 more number 8s on this float just to dot it down a little bit more, shallow up, and put 2 number 8 back shot about 6-8 inches above the float. It just stops the flow or the wind taking the line away. That shot's not opened. So right, don't know if you can see that, but I've got the float. I've got 1 number 8 there, and another number 8 there. So hopefully, I normally group them, put them together, but it's quite bad this wind, so I'm hoping just spreading them out a bit. It's just going to stop that line getting away and make me concentrate a little bit more on keeping tight to it. I'm going to shallow up a bit as well. Seems to be getting shallower and shallower. Right, let's have another go. I'll have to shout a bit more because the microphone has died. It might be reborn. I put the last one on the radiator for a couple of days and it survived, but I'm not sure about this one. So So yeah, the float's sitting much nicer in the water for having those 2 number 8. And yeah, the line immediately by the float is definitely not getting in front of it. So hopefully I'll hit some of these bites a bit better. You can see some bites. I think there's bite. That works straight away. Unfortunately, it's another bleak. I think I've got to put one of these on for a perch. Because if there's bleak, there's perch. Staple diet of perch around here. A humble bleak. Don't like bleak very much. That's running through nicer, a lot nicer. Shallowing up, not snagging the bottom. I think the bottom of these rivers is so messy. Right, just come in a bit after that strike, and that's just in that start of that back eddy. Almost stops the water there. Yeah, that float looks much better like that. It's one of those things, unless you're oh, there's a bite. Just a bit that. Unless you're a full-time angler, there's always something you can do to improve your rig, your presentation a little bit. Just keep tweaking the ratio. So we get something a bit bigger than that. It made it in the water. Right. It's making me think I need to get a perch rig set up. Pop a live bait on just in that slack. If I keep getting bleaked out, what I'll do, I'll just blast in some maggots for a bit. See if we can get a chub in the mood. Hoping with this bit of extra water in it and a bit of colour, they'll come out from their little hidey holes. It's flowing down there so much better. My reel's no better. It's getting a bit stiff. Oh, sugar lumps, I've just put it up a tree. No! Oh, come on, wangle wangle. Ah, shoot. I think I'm about to lose that. No, no. Oh, come out, but it's probably in a right old mess. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's going to take some sorting out. I'll see you in a bit. God, that was simple. Couple of twists. And away we went. Thought it was going to be a new rig job. Get back out there. Willow trees are deceptive. You can't always see some of the branches that come out. Something I will say when you're backshotting, you can't just let the float run free anymore, because if you let the float run free, totally free, without keeping a reasonable tightness, the weight is just going to sink down and then it will sink the float. You've got to keep it on a reasonable tight line. Yeah, just going to up the feed for a bit, see what happens. funny, when I've been pike fishing, I'm fishing with £60 braid, you know, and no messing, £3 test curve rods, go back to £3 line and £2 hook links and 22s. It seems all a bit airy fairy. Oh, that maggot's been sucked. Didn't even see a bite then. Right, let's try and put that bite in amongst all those maggots. Oh, I'd like to catch a big jump. It's just crap under there. It's the sort of peg you'd love to fish with a pole. I do own a really nice pole, but I've broken a few sections. I've got it insured. I should have really claimed on the insurance. But bizarrely enough, I've been thinking about getting it sorted, and I've been on a Facebook page for drenning stuff and keep looking at one of them acolyte carp poles, thinking, oh, just might splash the cash and get myself one of them, because there's nothing beats a pole for delicate fishing and just putting it in the precision of it. Right, I will show you this swim and you'll see what I mean. Just finish this trot down, I'll give you a proper look. Right, yeah. Right. Yeah, look at that in there. There's loads of it in there. You could just, because I can't really get past where the end of the rod tip is. It's all that water in the back there, swirling away. It's where the chub are. I'm making sure I don't feed past that line so that they got to come out to get some food. But yeah, pole would be great in there. Just a tight elastic. This tripod's nearly dead. Well, it didn't take long for the chub to get in the mood. It's only a little one, but it is a chub. Oh, I can't get it out. But yeah, just up in the feed for a little bit. Up in the feed for a little bit. Let's switch that chub on. He's got maggots in his mouth and everything. So he might have been, it's only a little tiny one, but the attitude of a little one similar to that of a big one, in that when there's food to be had and you're lashing it in at them, they do definitely respond to an aggressive approach. It suits me because I like chucking in loads of maggots, bosh them in. Something a little bit better. Not a lot better, but it's another puppy chub. So yeah, definitely increasing that feed. Get another one full of maggots. Definitely resulted in a few more bites. Struggling getting the hook out of these things. There you go. Nice little chub. It's only a couple of ounces. Might be 3. Definitely the next couple of little fish I'm going to get, I'm putting them on the hook. I fancy me a perch, or maybe even a pike. Got pike on the mind. Unfortunately, I've had to go. My reel has totally given up the ghost. It seized completely, so I'm going to spend a bit of time on the old internet tonight and have a go fixing it. So it wasn't a very exciting video, but thank you for watching, and click the subscribe button down there, and if you want to see more content, click up there somewhere. See you next time. Cheers.